welcome to our newest episode of Salty Beaver Explores. And today we are on a road trip going south to Kelowna and West Kelowna looking for an RV. Just looking right now. So we're thinking about upgrading, but we're in no rush to do so. Hi, so this video is going to be a little bit different than our previous videos because we are looking for an RV. Now, over the past 27 years, Ron and I have owned a variety of different units. We've had pull-behind trailers, fifth wheels, campers. So we know what we're looking for. We've got lots of experience. We've never had a Class C or a Class A, which is a motorized vehicle, and I don't think we're leaning to go that way because they are quite a bit more expensive. But anyway, with our experience, we thought it might be kind of fun to give you some tips and let you know what we look for when we are RV shopping. And during this time, we are going to be traveling down to West Kelowna, so you'll get a bit of the scenery as well. This is Swan Lake, we're just heading into Vernon. And the mountains in the background are from our last video where we did a moonlight ATV drive up in the mountains in the background. So the first step is deciding what kind of unit is going to be the best for you, your family, and your lifestyle. And there are a variety of options to choose from. So first is like a truck camper, which is a unit that fits right inside the bed of the truck. They are smaller, but they have slide outs now, and there's a lot of different options available there. There are pull-behind trailers, which come in a variety of sizes, the fifth wheel, which hook into the bed of your truck, and then there's the Class A and Class C, which are motorhomes, and they are motorized vehicles. Then it's deciding whether you want to buy new or used. And again, that is up to you, your budget, and what is going to be best for your family, and what are you going to find that suits you. Old army barracks?
These are new. These are the army barracks. Where, what's his name comes from?
Where Evan for the cadets?
Yeah.
But they must have been originally from the army, from the Second World War or something.
It's the old, it's always been near the army base, that I can remember.
Here's Kalamalka Lake. Again, from our other video, we looked at this lake from way up on the right. Now comes the question of money. What can you afford and what is your budget? There are a lot of different options available, and the lower end units, the quality is just not the same as if you're spending a lot of money on a higher end, obviously. But the question for you is, are you going to be living in there full time? Are you spending weeks or months at a time in your unit? Or if you're just going out on the weekends? So from our experience, if you are going to be spending a lot of time in your RV, it's better to go a little bit higher in your budget just because the quality of the materials is so much better. The lower end ones, for a long time living, they just deteriorate after a while and you're really wasting your money. So you may want to consider that, spending a little bit more up front and getting that to last a little longer. Now, there's always going to be issues with RVs. They're made in a factory on an assembly line. So even when you buy one, things break, they can be fixed. But when there's tons and tons of wear and tear on that unit, that's where you need to see, do you want a better quality or not? So try to stay within your budget as much as you can, but also be prepared to up if you have to.
But I think the MSRP is kind of bogus anyway.
Well, it is.
It's just an arbitrary number because they all give you a discount off of the MSRP.
But the manufacturer sets the MSRP for everybody.
Yeah.
So if the MSRP is based on here, the guy who's selling it can make a shit ton of profit because they could say that's the price, right?
Oh, there it is. Cool. Hard to think, like it, when you see where we were, it's hard to see in relation to when you actually drive, like it's a whole different perspective. Yeah, yeah. But that's neat. I didn't think we would see that.
That's fine. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from up there, that's we saw the two lakes, right?
That's older and higher, but you won't go.
So this is our first stop, Voyager RV in Winfield, or used to be called Winfield, it's now Lake Country.
So because RVs are so different and different floor plans, there's so many different things available in them, you really need to know what are your must-haves, what are your deal breakers, and what things can you compromise on. And we just came across that while we were on our trip, found a great trailer that had everything we needed. It would have fit us perfectly, but this was the deal breaker.
So this is the Jayco Octane. Yeah, I know. This is the Jayco Octane. I just want to...
One TV. Either here.
Or you switch it. That's actually smart, right? Saves you having to buy a second TV. I like this that it's got the hooks and a little flip up to put your shoes and have a seat. Okay, there's your controls. Oh yeah. So the only thing is it's got the 2-burner stove, which is up. It doesn't have the cover, which...
Microwave down, no oven.
No oven.
Our experience has shown us over 27 years that I cannot live without an oven. And because of that, I even asked the salesman if he could put an oven in that, and the answer was no, and so that trailer was a done deal. You also need to know what kinds of things you can compromise on. So things that I look for are lots of storage. I like to have a double sink in the kitchen, but I can easily give up that double sink as long as I've got enough storage room and counter space in a kitchen. I may be having to compromise on that double sink right now as well, because it seems the trend in RVs right now is the large, deep one sink. I think they're called like a farm sink, and most of the RVs seem to have that this year. You and your family will know what your must-haves are and what things are deal breakers for you and your situation.
Okay, so our two
We were in that.
that was the one. So the 2 contenders are the Momentum G-Class, and what was the other one? Was the Jayco
Talon.
Jayco Talon. So they each have their pros and cons.
So there are lots of people who have Talons in their
Yeah.
box. So now we want to see what about prices, right?
Okay, I took pictures of all the prices too, so we have an idea. All right, on to the next place. Downtown, gonna go over the floating bridge, but this is beautiful here, all the parks and the beaches. It's really nice. You can walk along there for miles and miles and miles, and it's just beautiful parkway. So we're gonna come over the floating bridge here. Oh, and this is Okanagan Lake, right?
Yeah.
Home of Ogopogo.
For us, storage space is a huge issue because we want to take with us a lot of things, but we also want to remain organized. So lots of drawers, closet space, things like that is important. And I think it's overlooked by a lot of people, and they don't think about all those items that they're taking. So is there enough closet space for your clothes, towels, bathroom accessories, those kinds of things? Is there enough storage space for your dry goods and food? Is there space for mops, things with long handles? Do you have kids? How old are they? What kinds of items do they need to have, and what are you bringing with you? Where are you going to put it? Do you have pets? Big bags of dog food? Well, you need a place to put that. There's also floor space to consider. Is there somewhere to put your garbage cans? How about pet food bowls? So those are things that you need to have in the back of your mind. Where are you going to put these items? One big thing that is really overlooked and is important to me is where are you putting your shoes and your coats when you first come into your unit. Some of the RVs have little cubby places or coat hooks, and some there's none, and there's not even a place to put your shoes. So if you're coming in and it's been wet outside, where are you putting those items? Take it from me that being organized is super important when you're in a small space. And we just finished living for 10 months in an 8'9" truck camper, and that was through a Canadian winter. And let me tell you, the more organized you are, the better you're going to be. Stop number 2, Travelland in West Kelowna, and we're currently looking for customer parking. Not sure. It's the superstore or super center, but we're not sure where to park. Round 2 at Travelland RV. And people.
Your hands, but don't cover your faces.
I know. It's okay. Whew, and here we are. Look, there's your favorite, the Airstream run. Okay, so these are all Class C's, right? There's fifth wheels in the back. There's a Highlander. I have no idea how long it is, but it's really big. Too big for us, but we're gonna check it out anyway, because that's just part of the fun. Oh, it's locked.
Seriously?
It's locked. We're not going in. I wonder how many other ones are locked. Well, I hope not, because how are we supposed to look when there's no salesman available? Well, for being a RV superstore, that was kind of disappointing. They only had 2 toy haulers, but they were way too big for what we need. And yeah, so on to place number 3.
So when it comes to RVs, there are all types of floor plans available. Now, I used to be a realtor, so I know that not every house is perfect for every family, and the same is going to be with the RV floor plan. RV floor plans. Take time and look to see that if the flow of the floor plan works for you. And consider, can you see yourself sort of living in that space for any period of time? And does it feel comfortable? If not, your entire stay is not going to be comfortable, and you're going to be fighting trying to work with that floor plan, even though it may not work for the way you do things. So it is something very important to consider.
Here we are at place number 3. Luckily, it was only 2 minutes away from the last place. And this is, I think it was called Kelowna RV. They were a little small and not quite what we were looking for.
So Ron and I have been debating on the best way to bring safety and the regulation issues to you. And yes, he is involved with the videos, he just doesn't like being on camera. Anyway, it is difficult because all the provinces, states, and federal regulations are different, and they all pertain to different things. There's so many variations on weights that are allowed on different vehicles and recreational vehicles. So we can only talk about the things that pertain to us. And you will need to check your own regulations and weights for whatever pertains to your rig. We live in British Columbia, and our province has a driver's license endorsement that is required if you're pulling a recreational vehicle over 4,600 kilograms. So that's approximately 10,140 pounds. We also have a restriction of only being allowed to pull 1 trailer behind the vehicle. To find the allowable weights that you're allowed to pull with your truck, those weights are found on stickers that are in the driver's side door. And the recreational vehicle will also have stickers that show the weights. If you're pulling weights that exceed your allowable limit, you could run into warranty issues, issues with your insurance, and you also have the possibility of being ticketed and fined. On the stickers on your truck door, it will show the GVWR, which is the maximum weight of the truck and payload, the GAWR, front and back maximum weight that can be over each axle, the payload, which is the combined weight of all passengers, including the dog, and cargo. Cargo includes stuff like food, clothes, kayaks, and whatever, and the hitch or pin weight. The unit weight is the weight of the truck without cargo and passengers. Note that the front and back GAWR cannot be greater than the GVWR when added together, and the hitch weight must be included in the payload. Now we'll discuss the weights allowed on the stickers on the recreational vehicle. The GVWR is the maximum weight of the trailer and its payload. The GAWR is the maximum weight each trailer axle is rated for. The cargo carrying capacity is the combined weight of all the cargo in the trailer, like food, clothes, sports gear, bikes, etc. The dry weight is the unloaded weight of the trailer before anything is loaded. The last weight is the GCWR, which is the gross combined weight rating, and it is the total weight of the truck plus the total weight of the trailer, including all of the cargo. This number is very difficult to find, and the vehicle dealer should be able to supply it.
It can also be found under the manufacturer's website, and it's quite different for every truck. Ours happens to be 23,500 pounds. So on to number 4. Number 4 place was a bit of a bust, and nothing irks me more than when there's nobody around to help you. And RV place number 5 and it's a bust.
Time. So don't be in a hurry buying any kind of unit. Make sure you do your research, go through it a few times if you need to. Really take your time so that you know that this is the right unit for you and that you're getting it at the right price. Remember, you can negotiate, and make sure that you do negotiate, but again, don't feel rushed into trying to buy something thinking you need it right now. If it sells, it sells. There'll be something out there. Be prepared to travel, because you may not find that particular RV that you want in your hometown, but I'm sure there's one similar around, or maybe one of your dealers can bring that in for you. But again, don't rush yourself just because you think you need to have it now. Take your time and make a proper decision and choice.
To me, it's just, I'm not in any rush to buy. I mean, why don't we buy it and then park it at home for the winter?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just, my thing is to kind of
Get an idea of what we like.
Get an idea of what you like, and then tell the salesman, if this thing comes down in price, give me a call.
But the thing is, we're not in a rush, so
No.
we can take our time and wait for that perfect deal to come along. The perfect deal for the perfect RV. Though there's probably, well, there's always give and take for things, as we noticed for the 2 that we like that we've seen already.